that if they could just find the perfect brush, all their drawing struggles would vanish. Are you one of those people? With hundreds of options out there, it's easy to get stuck in an endless scroll. To save you from the struggle of having to go through all 100 plus of them, I tested every default brush in Krita and narrowed it down to my top 10 essentials. But here's the twist. As a working illustrator, I have never bought a single digital brush, not one. Every piece of art you're about to see was created entirely with Krita's default tools. Stick around and I'll share my runner-ups and a downloadable list you can drop straight into your workflow. And I'm fired up to show you some of my favorites. So let's dive right in. Krita's default brushes fall into 4 practical types. 1. Traditional brushes. 2. Digital brushes. 3. Texture brushes. And finally 4. Special effects brushes. By categorizing brushes, it can help you focus your search for a brush, and you can instantly try it out and know whether or not it works for you or not. As you're looking for brushes, consider what these brushes are going to be used for. Will it be used for drawing or used for painting? How you use them can change your expectations of the brushes and their purpose. So for example, if you're going in knowing you're on the hunt for a brush that feels like a pencil crayon and has similar textures to one, then you can ignore most digital brushes and not even bother to check out texture or effects brushes. Just solely look for a brush that checks off the characteristics you're looking for. Here are my top brushes for each of these categories. The brushes listed here are mostly brushes that I personally use, and also just a quick heads up, none of the brushes that I'm about to mention have had their settings adjusted. They are simply the default settings. Now with that being said, here are my top 10 default brushes on Krita. This category is for anyone who wants that more traditional textured hard medium feel. If your forte is pen, pencil, charcoal, or pencil crayon, then these brushes do a great job of capturing that textured randomness that we love so much about textured line work. And the first one up is Charcoal Pencil Medium. Great for drawing and texture, able to capture a traditional textured feel and look, has a good balance of texture and opacity, and is pretty much my go-to brush. I pretty much do all my drawings, whether both rough and final, in this brush. It really is my #1 go-to. The second one is Ink 3 G Pen. Nice clean brush that simulates drawing with a pen. Nothing fancy, with some very slight feathering, but overall clean brush, minimal texture, and very smooth handling. And lastly, we have Chalk Grainy. Great if you want to replicate a charcoal style of drawing like you would have for a figure drawing. Very heavy on the texture, giving, as the name implies, a very grainy texture. Fairly sensitive in the pen pressure to help simulate what it would be like to press lightly or hard on a real charcoal drawing stick. Overall, these are my 3 go-to brushes for doing any kind of drawing. In fact, most of the drawing demos that I do for our live streams and class demos are done with these brushes. Also, a little side note, moving forward, all these brushes also have an eraser function. So if you like the texture that these brushes have, but you want to maintain that texture when you erase, you can simply toggle on the eraser function for these brushes. So if you're erasing with the charcoal pencil medium and you want to maintain that textured grit, just simply toggle on the eraser mode and you can erase with those textures kind of maintained on them. Now, when you dive into digital brushes, I like to think of them as brushes that are very clean and smooth. They work perfectly for both drawing and painting, and ultimately a very well-rounded all-purpose brush that you can't go wrong with. Now, even though the name may imply that there is no texture, they can still have some aspect of textures to them, but it can feel more manufactured and fake compared to a more traditional brush, hence the more digital feel. But don't underestimate that quote-unquote feel a digital brush can have. Ultimately, how an artist uses the brush is what's most important, not the brush. The brush is simply there to help express the way you want to draw. But with that being said, here are 2 of my go-to digital brushes. Basic 5 size. Now this is that classic standard digital brush. No bells and whistles on this one. No effects, no textures, nothing. It simply draws and can change in size based on how hard or light you press down on your stylus. But that's kind of it. If nothing else, this is always a good brush to start with and to just start drawing with. Bristles 2 Flat Rough. This one is a go-to of mine for painting. As the name implies, this brush simulates that streaky texture of a bristle brush. Bristle brushes by nature are coarser and leave streaks in the brush strokes. There is also a pressure sensitivity component to this brush, so you can slightly do some gradations on the spot. I like this brush because you can get away with small, happy accidents and have it feel more painterly or textural for the whole painting. With the added texture and opacity, it also just adds a lot of personality and character to your piece. And with that, these are two brushes that, in my opinion, give you two directions for digital brushes to try out. One is a good old reliable solid brush, and the other one is a little bit more painterly. Now, these next two categories can be a little bit tricky. Essentially, textured and effects brushes are akin to being experimental with painting. Things like letting paint drip, using leaves to create unique and unexpected textures, using sponges to paint or smudge, etc, etc. You get the picture. There's an almost endless amount of possibilities with how you use and implement such techniques. For textured and effects brushes, the best way to understand them is to simply experiment with it. Luckily, Krita doesn't have too many textured brushes. Yes, it's still a lot, but compared to other programs, it's a lot more manageable. All that is to preface, the brushes that I've chosen here only scratch the surface of what are textured and effects brushes and how I use them. Take some time to try them out and find unique and personal ways for how you would use them. Now, I know that there might be some confusion since I've been using the word texture a lot and using it to describe both the traditional brushes and the digital brushes. Texture in the case of traditional and digital brushes was more to describe a part of that brush's trait, whereas a textured brush is more closely tied to putting splatters on a canvas or putting scratch marks and halftone dots on your image. It is a brush that lets you place literal textures onto your piece and is not really meant for drawing and painting, but creating some visual noise. Ultimately, texture is a great way to make a digital painting and drawing feel not too digital. The first brush on our list is Bristle Texture. Even though it's called Bristle Texture, it somewhat simulates what it's like to dab textures down with a sponge. It can create some smoky, fuzzy, and Velcro-like textures. I find that this is great for getting that really gritty look and feel in your painting, especially if you need your piece to have some noise so the image doesn't look too flat and digital. The second is Hatch Noisy. Great for creating visual noise, almost looks like a fingerprint, which I personally think is kind of cool. The comic book artist Sean Gordon Murphy uses this a lot in his comic books, so definitely check his stuff out. And lastly, it's just great for making something look like it has texture without it being too noisy or obvious. Texture Hair. This one can be both a texture brush or a painting brush. I've used it for both. Even though this is how I use these textures, how you use them may differ greatly. Depending on style or how you paint, these tools may be effective in different ways. So experiment, and experiment. Effects brushes. Basic, wet, soft. Good if you're looking for some even blending, a nice way to ease into blending with a brush that essentially does all of the work for you. It's not super heavy in how it affects your colors and brush strokes, but it does enough to slowly build up your gradation. Smudge Rake 2. Pulls and smears lightly in a rake-like texture and pattern. If you're looking for a hatch-like marking in your brush strokes, then this brush is absolutely great for that. With this brush, you can push and pull the colors to get interesting effects and styles. Now, there are other brushes that you might be thinking of, brushes that could be separated into different categories, but simply put, there just wasn't enough space to mention brush types like stamp type brushes and pattern brushes. I very rarely use them myself, but they can be a fun one to experiment with it if it suits your style. But the brushes listed above are a great set of brushes that I think many of you will be able to use and help you start your drawing instantly. And a final note, remember when looking for a brush, have characteristics and a goal in mind. It'll make looking for that one special brush that much more attainable. It's very hard to find the perfect brush that checks off everything you want, but if there is a brush that has the majority of those qualities, you'll find that it will pretty much get the job done. I myself am still constantly finding new brushes to try out and test. That discovery comes from having different projects with different styles. For example, if I'm thinking of doing a painting with a really smooth blending, then I might try out the airbrush and look for some blending tools. Whereas if I want to experiment with textures, then I'm going to look for a brush with interesting textures and test out some brushes that can create the type of visual noise I'm looking for. Want my exact toolkit? Download my free Krita Brush guide below, my top 10 essentials plus the 15 runner-ups ready to drop straight into your workflow. And for those of you who stay till the very end, here is a rapid-fire list of brushes that just couldn't quite make it onto the final list, but I still think they deserve a little shout out. So the first one is Charcoal Pencil Thin, creates a more accurate pencil shading experience. Pencil 3 Large 4B, grainier pencil texture with a wide brush tip. Ink Ball Pen can create awesome textured lines when pressed lightly or thick clean lines when pressed hard. This is a hard brush to master but creates some awesome line work. Ink 7 Brush Rough, great overall digital brush with some texture on the edge of the brush strokes. Bristles 1 Details, create some nice streaky textures for both painting and drawing. My foreshortened character was actually drawn with this brush. Basic 1, another classic, but no pressure sensitivity, but still classic. Airbrush Soft, great for a nice soft blending of elements. Basic Tip Soft, good for building up values and also creates a shading experience similar to shading traditionally. Bristle Square, I use this one for consistent streaks, good for hair sometimes and patchy texture that can also be painterly. Blender Basic, good for smearing, smudging, and blending. Distort Move, a simplified liquify tool, lets you push and move things to distort your drawing. RGBA 03 Rake, very painterly, feels like smearing and dragging heavy thick paint. Hatch Cross Regular, creates halftones. Hatch Diagonal Fat, diagonal stripe-like patterns. So with these brushes, hopefully it helps you step out and start your journey with digital art. Have fun, and remember to experiment. You'll never know what strange brush you might end up discovering. Join a virtual class in seconds and learn live from professional artists. Enjoy weekly assignments, individual guidance, and real-time feedback on your artwork so you can create like a fearless illustrator. If you learned something new, please like and share this with a fellow art nerd. If you love receiving quality and free arts education, subscribe. Here's a couple other videos you can check out next.